You sit alone in your room. Your mind brings you to pick up a book by Eckhart Tolle. You pick it up, maybe you read it once, twice, or 10 times already, but I feel like reading it again. You feel like there's some need in reading it again. You want to do it. So you pick it up. But before you open the book, you turn it around, look at the back of it, and you read that Eckhart Tolle is a spiritual teacher. And then you have more information about him. Spiritual teacher. The person that can teach you some spiritual things, or / and as a person that is somehow spiritually gifted. That's what you might think about him. And people are asking themselves the question, is Eckhart Tolle enlightened? Have Buddha been enlightened? And Jesus? Is Ken Wilber enlightened? Is Brad Warner enlightened? This notion that there are certain human beings that got to the bottom of truth and that you are luring an bog of falsehood, I believe is the root of the problem. Do you know what I did like? From all those spiritual books, turning it around, looking at the back cover? Alan Watts one. Alan Watts is not saying he's a spiritual teacher. He's a spiritual entertainer. Do you know what else I like so much about it? I find it true. If you're reading books by spiritual teachers, it means you are going to attempt to learn something from those books. Ask yourself, what can you potentially learn from spiritual books? Honestly, is there any knowledge you get out of it? Can you make a PhD on a subject? Well, to be honest, you probably can. You probably can. But ask yourself, is this actually knowledge? Is this something you can use in the practical world? Is this something describing any kind of truth in any possible manner? Or quite the opposite of it? Because what I find, whenever I drive, as many of you know, my 0 viewers, as I drive around, I like to listen to stuff. And for me, the choice between speaking to a friend, listening to audiobook, or listening to music is just a choice of mood. What do I want to do? What kind of entertainment I'm seeking? Do I want to listen to Placebo? Do you want to listen to Lord of the Rings? You want to speak to the friend that lives abroad? Or do I want to listen to Eckhart Tolle? There are just different ways to spend time, and there is nothing superior about one or the other. That's my point of view.